Dire Straits were a British rock band formed in 1977. Its original members include Mark Knopfler, who was the lead vocalist and lead guitarist with a very recognizable sound, David Knopfler, who played rhythm guitar and backing vocals. This is Mark's brother. Other members include John Ilsley, who was the bass guitarist and also backing vocals, and Pick Withers, who played the drums. They were active from 1977 to 1988 and were active again from 1991 to 1995. Their sound is said to have been influenced by many different genres, including country, folk, blues, and jazz. This band was one of the few bands to make it big and break out in the age of disco and punk. Their first single, Sultans of Swing, was released on their self-titled debut album in 1978, and it reached the top 10 in the UK and US charts. However, no song of theirs was as commercially successful as Money for Nothing, which was released on their Brothers in Arms album in 1985 by Vertigo Records. And you can't talk about this song without the music video. This had a huge cultural impact and captivated MTV viewers. As we all know, the 80s was the age of MTV. And what also helped is that Sting sings backup vocals. The falsetto that you hear when he sings, "I Want My MTV," that's Sting in the background. The song is actually written from the perspective of two normal guys watching music videos on MTV. Mark wrote this song in New York after he heard two delivery men in a department store complaining about their grueling jobs while watching MTV. He included things they said in the lyrics. When you hear references to things like kitchen appliances, this is because he wrote it in the kitchen display that these men set up in the store. Another detail about this music video that I will show in just a second is that it was really groundbreaking because of the graphics. So this video was the first to feature computer-generated animation and especially computer-generated human-looking characters, and it was done with an early program called Paintbox. So let's watch this video, but I do want to give you a warning that the lyrics contain what we consider a slur, and there was controversy about this, which I will address after the video.
That's the way you do it. You play the guitar on the MTV. That ain't working. That's the way you do it. Money for nothing and your chicks for free. Now that ain't working. That's the way you do it. Let me tell you, damn guys ain't dumb. Maybe get a blister on your little finger. Maybe get a blister on your thumb. We got to install microwave ovens, custom kitchen deliveries. We got to move these refrigerators. We got to move these color TVs. To the little faggot with the earring and the makeup. Yeah, buddy, that's his own hair. The little faggot got his own jet airplane. The little faggot, he's a millionaire. We got to install microwave oven, custom kitchen deliveries. We got to move these refrigerators. We got to move these color TVs. learn to play them drums. Look at that mama, she got it sticking in the cameraman. And we could have some. And he's up there. What's that? Hawaiian noises. He's banging on the bongos like a chimpanzee. Oh, that ain't working. That's the way you do it. Get your money for nothing, get your chicks for free. We got to install microwave oven, custom kitchen deliveries. We got to move these refrigerators. We got to move these color TVs. Listen here, now, that ain't working. That's the way you do it. You play the guitar on the MTV. That ain't working. That's the way you do it. Money for nothing and your chicks for free. Money for nothing. And the chicks for free. Get your money for nothing. And the chicks for free. Look at that, look at that.
So that was the Money for Nothing video that was released in 1985. It may look a little cheesy to us now in this day and age, but for its time, it was completely amazing. I'm sure you picked up on the word I was referring to in the lyrics. Mark faced controversy about this in the 80s and addressed it. He said that it was from the point of view of these characters. Some radio stations had issue with it, as they should, and played different versions. Now let's get to the musical analysis of this song, Money for Nothing. One important detail is that in the music video, it cuts out the intro. The album version runs at 8 minutes and 26 seconds and has an extended outro. The single that was just played was cut down to only 4 minutes and 38 seconds. First, let's talk about the most defining sound of this song, the guitar riff, which is the hook. As you can hear, here Mark uses distortion and finger picking to get this sound. I remember listening to this song as a kid and thinking it was ZZ Top. Now I know this is because he tried to emulate their sound because ZZ Top was so prevalent at the time on MTV. This guitar riff can be heard throughout the song, and it's played during the verses and after each chorus. So let's go back and talk about the song structure. So it has a standard song structure with an intro, verses, choruses, and a coda. The instruments played on this song include guitar, bass, keyboard, drums, and lead and backup vocals. This song is pretty much considered to be a pop rock song, and you may notice that the keyboard has somewhat of a synthesizer sound. The long intro starts out with these synth sounds and Sting singing his line, "I want my MTV," over and over again. Then this leads into a drum solo. Now let's listen to part of this intro. As you can hear, this intro has a pretty ethereal tone. The song is in duple meter, and there is an emphasis by the drums on the backbeat. One thing that I find really interesting about Money for Nothing is the contrast in tone between the guitar and the keyboard. The guitar sound is very grungy and distorted, and the keyboard is the complete opposite, and like I said before, has a pretty ethereal sound. Another interesting detail is the vocal harmonies between Mark and Sting in the chorus and the vocal slides that they include.
We got to install microwave ovens, custom kitchen deliveries. We got to move these refrigerators. We got to move these color TVs.
The song has a pretty simple bass line, but in my opinion, the song is really driven by the drums and the lead guitar. An interesting detail about the percussion is that the drums emphasize the backbeat, which are beats 2 and 3, but on beats 1 and 3, these beats are emphasized by a cowbell. This sound is more easily heard during the coda. Overall, like most rock songs, this song has a homophonic texture. However, an argument could be made that it has a polyphonic texture because in the studio recording towards the end, Sting is singing 2 different melody lines. I chose this song because I think it's a great example of Dire Straits' sound, but it also had a huge cultural impact at the time. And it speaks of the culture of the 80s because the whole song is about MTV. I love the whole story behind this song and how Mark wrote it, and I also love the ironic lyrics. It's about these guys watching MTV and thinking music is just so easy and it's so ridiculous how much money these guys make. I would encourage anyone who enjoys listening to rock music to look into Dire Straits' discography because they have some great stuff, and at the end of the day, they're just great artists. Money for Nothing is one of those classic rock songs that's so catchy and everyone still loves today. You can't get it out of your head. I hope that by making this video, I helped you understand the significance a little bit better, and you'll pick up on these details now whenever you hear the song.